Hey, what's up, Dean? Say Performance at the shop and Bobby's Mustang. So he came up yesterday, brought the fenders, the bumper, so that we can get the downpipe and the wastegate stuff done. So I started chopping 4-inch and just started putting it together like I always do. This one was a little bit tougher, being that the turbo is probably a little farther back than I wanted, so being that the tire turns in, but it clears enough, about a finger width when it's on the ground. That's if you push the wheel in. The steering column's at full lock, so if you push it in, there's I don't know, there's like a little bit of play in the front end somewhere. And I don't know where it's coming from, but you could kind of push the wheel over and it just barely like is less than a finger width between the tire and the pipe, so it's good. I got the wideband bung welded in, and then our custom little plates with our name on it. Started putting those on. I got to cut this one more of a with the kind of straight. I kind of cut it with the bumper, which was kind of wrong. It's a little off, but I got to cut it more in line with this one, the wastegate. His wastegate, actually, the tube kind of worked out, other than right behind the plate there was a bend that turned and it kind of shot it up. So I lopped that off. I took a little bit bigger of a piece to kind of try and fill the hole in. It's sort of pushing on it a little bit back here, so I have to pop the pipe back out, grind down the bumper just a hair. You can see right there, just grind the bumper to meet the plate a little bit better. But yeah, got her done. So that is Bobby's new 2J turbo kit and downpipe, and the intercooler is done. All the intercooler tubing is done with the quick clamps. Don't know where, there it is, in there. And then this side pretty much was his pipe. I just had to cut it down some and put the quick clamp on it. All done with that. I also fixed the mount. This was actually, you can see it cut the little weather stripping. You could just about see in there, right in there, it's starting to hit the weld, because this tab was way over. So I ground the tab down, I put a tube over the bolt, bent the bolt back some, so now the intercooler comes off and on. When I took it off, the nut kept hitting. There's something crazy going on outside. I think somebody's being airlifted. This helicopter is right on top of us. Holy moly. Yep. That is a horrible corner over there. Kokomo and 27. That is an absolutely horrible corner. I don't know. The road's wide open, but accidents there all the time. But yeah, so I got that done. There's oil in the motor, new oil in the motor. I got to do his Mac valve, just plumb his Mac valve, screw his wideband in, connect that after I cut that section of pipe down. I kind of like to poke out. I don't know though. I don't know if we're going to leave it poked out. It's real easy to cut down though. Just kind of mark it and cut it. My idea was to have it about maybe a quarter, half an inch sticking out of the bumper, but I kind of ended up, I had it long, and I looked at it, I said, man, I kind of like the little poke out. I just got to get the angle right. So this was just literally, this was one of the pie cut angles, and I cut down in there. I cut a different angle to meet up the downpipe. So I just cut that pipe kind of a rough length, planned to cut this off, and it ended up with that angle like that. It wasn't a planned thing. This one was more planned, with the angle more in a straight fashion, not with the bumper kind of thing. Managed to not get too many handprints on it. I'll tell you, I did all right. Now the plates are probably gummed up the handprints. So the last thing left is the rear end, and then scale it and adjust the suspension. You can see right now it looks like the rear's forward, but when you set it down on the ground, it actually tucks the tire up really nice, but the rear end actually pushes way back. There's only like barely more than a finger here, and there's 2.5 inches up there, so it's pretty wild. But yeah, I gotta adjust the rear end, which I'm thinking I'm gonna have to move the bolts to the front holes. There's some adjustment on this, but not a lot. I'm gonna put it to you that way. The instant center brackets, unfortunately, were welded on forward, but I have some bar adjustment here. I kind of have a lot of bar adjustment there, so I can regain the pinion angle. Right now the pinion is almost set perfect. So yeah, those are kind of the little things that just kind of, you know, you got to pay attention when you do the brackets to the bar length and the position of the rear end and all that stuff. It's like time consuming, tedious little things, but that's kind of it. Rehook up the battery cable, the ground. I got to do the little tube to connect the cross member or the K member, whatever that thing is. And I'm gonna suggest to him to space the transmission cooler. It's pretty close to the floor, so I'm gonna tell him to drop the nuts down and put a spacer in there. Give it as much airflow as you can above the transmission cooler. So get that done. Then I gotta jump on Tony's truck. It's got a cam sensor issue, and I am in fear that when the motor was put together by whoever it was put together by, you know who you are, just a lack of knowledge, and he fell short, and now it falls on the owner of the truck to pay for a new cam gear and labor to put it on. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is. And the shit face down the way there, tuner, when he tuned it, just shut all the codes off, so it never popped the check engine light until Ben sent me the file with all the codes turned back on, and suddenly there was a check engine light. It had a long crank, but I thought that was more in the tune until the check engine light came on. It gave me a cam position sensor. So yeah, good times. Yeah, I'll be back down tomorrow for a little bit, and I'll finish that stuff there so it's done. Maybe start looking at putting the tube on the K member. I don't really know. We'll figure it out. But appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Don't steal my ideas. Have a good day.